Well, the pandemic, of course, has forced many of us to overhaul how, even where we work. But even before COVID, the idea of a flexible office space was pretty much already taking off. The company WeWork launched back in 2010, a commercial real estate company that offers shared office space for people and entrepreneurs. But a failed IPO attempt back in 2019 culminated with the ouster of its co-founder, Adam Neumann, and then forced the company to restructure. Now, WeWork is back in the headlines under new management and trying to go public yet again. And there are also indications Neumann may be plotting his next move as well. In the book, Billion Dollar Loser, author Reeves Weideman details what he calls the epic rise and spectacular fall of Adam Neumann and WeWork. Marnie Hughes spoke to him about WeWork and Neumann's influence in the real estate world.
Reeves, great to talk to you. I've read the Billion Dollar Loser. I think, first of all, for people at home, really summarized who Adam Neumann was and what WeWork is and does.
In a simple level, Adam Neumann was the CEO and founder of WeWork, a company that he started after the last financial crisis in 2010. And WeWork was, at a basic level, an office space company. It was started in New York, expanded very quickly on this notion that people were looking for something different out of their office. They were not interested in the kind of boring old corporate offices that existed at the time. And that's what WeWork offered. It offered these very cool spaces with free beer available, happy hours all the time to try to connect you with people. What WeWork became and what Adam Neumann came was sort of something that aspired to be something much bigger. By the end of the last decade, this was a company with a mission statement to elevate the world's consciousness.
And you interviewed more than 200 people in writing the book. What was one thing that you learned about Adam and WeWork that surprised you in your research?
I think one thing that a lot of people wondered about Adam was he just in it to get rich? He did get wildly wealthy. He has made hundreds of millions of dollars off of this company. He owned 7 homes at one point around the country. He lived a very lavish lifestyle with a private jet that took him wherever he wanted. Or did he actually believe what he was selling, what WeWork was selling, which was this idea of elevating the world's consciousness and in many ways just kind of making the world a better place? And I came to believe that he did, that he not only saw WeWork as a company that was just a way for him to get rich, he saw it as a company that he believed, rightly or wrongly, was going to make the world a better place.
What is Adam Neumann up to now? There have been some reports that he's planning his next business move. Do you have any guesses what that might be?
Yeah, Adam is still a young man. He's in his early 40s, and he's wealthy. He doesn't need to make another dollar, but he is not the kind of person to go quietly into early retirement. I think he's going to be back. He, as you alluded to, is already sort of making moves in that direction. He's making investments right now. He's making investments, some attaching his name to, some quietly, many of them in the real estate world. He's particularly interested in the residential world. So WeWork was a look at the office space and trying to reimagine that. And he seems to be leaning into, like, if you can figure out a way to reinvent the apartment building, that would be a big way to build a big company.
What is the status of WeWork and the next IPO?
Yeah, they're trying to do it again. They're trying to go public later this year, and then in a bigger picture way, they are trying to present themselves as the way the office of the future, the post-pandemic office, arguing we already know how to offer flexible office space. We know how to offer it in different sizes and shapes and to fit your needs. And so maybe a company that doesn't need a huge headquarters anymore, and maybe you need a few WeWork spaces here and there. I think there's reason to think that could work. I think there's a lot of reason for skepticism, in part because everyone in the real estate world is now addressing that question as people start to return to their offices. But it's certainly the play WeWork is trying to make.
Well, a fascinating story, certainly a cautionary tale, and the book, Billion Dollar Loser, Reeves Weideman, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.